Yeah, just a quick heads up. This video is going to be talking about personal frustrations about what's going on. The world that you're going to see, I've decided that I'm just going to be uploading every now and then. Um, I don't know if I will be uploading like a full-blown like Minecraft episode, but I can guarantee you that there will be like an episode of like when the building that you guys see is complete and there's some updates I'll do. Um, But heads up, there is lots of swearing. There is some. This is going to be kind of dark, so viewer discretion is advised. Um, yeah, I am back. I'm going to be trying to uploading a little bit more often, but I have applied for my first job, so that'll be cool. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm back. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I want to talk about school. Um, to flat out say it, it's a waste of time. Um, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give the positives that come out, and don't be surprised if it's not too much. Now, there might be a little, I might be a little bit, I might be a little biased, but I will start with the things that school does help you with. Um, let me just, here we go. The first thing in school that helps you is it obviously gives you multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and learning how to deal with fractions because those things you will definitely be using. Fractions are more or less, but yeah. I mean, it also teaches you how to um, write sentences, which now I mean it's kind of like you have literally like uh, autocorrect and all that, so it's kind of like Um, it teaches you how to deal with stress with also just accepting that you don't have a say so as much as you think you should. Um, it teaches you that you have to ask to take a piss. You have to ask to even talk. You have to ask to literally like wipe your own ass. I mean, it is. You have to do all these things, and screw it. Let me just get right into the negatives. See, school it wastes your time with knowledge that you do not need to know. Now, what I'm going to be basing this off of is high school. Because high school, I think, is where you should be able to choose your career path without having to be forced to take all the stuff that you just genuinely do not need. You like algebra. My career path, I don't need to know that. I don't need to. Now, some careers do require algebra, geometry, algebra 2. They do require those things like construction, engineering. I do think they require that. But otherwise, like if you're gonna do something like what I'm gonna do, like animation, drawing, graphic designing, web browsing, and all that, you don't need to know how to do freaking algebra. And I mean, and on top of that, you get homework that doesn't energize you, just wastes your time. And then you also have to deal with the fact that you have to. One thing that I just come to accept is I have no control. Like I do not have a say so in my own education that is chosen for me. I don't get a say so in my own education, and it's sad to think that because I genuinely thought at one point and another that my grades reflected who I am, it's who I was. It defies me on if I'm gonna be able to get into a good college, which I'm not gonna do because I'm not gonna be in student debt forever because that whole thing is just a scam. But I think school, instead of teaching you what you need to know, like how to manage your money properly, how to uh, interact socializing wise, and staying with your word and doing what you're gonna do instead of saying, "Oh yeah, we care about a student," but instead of I don't know, like the last 3 weeks of school, instead of like saying, "Hey guys, you don't have to have major grades anymore. You guys, you've earned your well-deserved break." They give you 4 more major grades, 8 more minor grades, and semester exams that some units that you have to do in only 3 days. And this is from personal experience. When I'm overly stressed, I take it out on people who I am with at home. They don't deserve that. They don't. School is a place where you're mentally, emotionally, and physically screwed. You're in a place for 7 to 8 hours a day you don't want to be. That wastes your time. I mean, yeah, you get to see friends, but people like me, they get betrayed because my ex-partner now cheated on me. The last 2 weeks, I found out he was going to run away with a guy that he only met this year. He ghosted me for about 2 months, and my uh, ignorant ass was like, I'll just give him his space. But no, he was gonna run away with someone else, and when I got out of the toxic relationship, barely a day later, he made it. They made it official. I mean, everyone knew that they were basically going out. So with people like me, like I just want to be left alone. I want to be far away and just alone because I've learned that it's just better to accept that you don't have a control over your future, on what you get to learn, what you don't have to learn. And then on top of that, with the overwhelmingly stupid expectations, like they expect you to handle pressure that adults can't even handle. And on top of that, for standing up for yourself, you get in trouble for standing up for yourself, to telling like a bully to go fuck himself. It is ridiculous. And even though this is from my personal experience, even though I had um uh already put it on the radar that this guy was stealing my stuff, harassing me, they did nothing about it because I didn't mention that he's threatening violence against me. Now, yes, I should have done it, but the fact is, you should be taking it seriously when stuff is going to get stolen. Because like he stole my Chromebook charger, I'm responsible for that if it gets lost or broken, and then that's $35 out of my pocket, no matter what. Now, on top of that, even though when he throws the first punch and just starting it, and you're just defending yourself, when they go like, "No, you're equally as guilty because you were in combat." Well, yeah, no shit. It's a flight or fight response. So you're gonna punish me for a fight or flight response. That is pathetic. It is stupid. I mean, and on top of that, where I am, it is a law that I have to go to school, which means I am forced to be in a prison all day, every day. And now, lucky for me, I do have good teachers. Like the teachers I have in my area, they're really sweet. They're really kind. They're very understanding. But they can only do so much for you. I mean, I love having them. They are the best. They understand it. They make it as easily and as painless as possible. And I understand that you do need to have a other's perspective, but it's like when it's clearly like this is mainly for counselors and stuff. Instead of just like listening to them, or just listening to them and just saying, yeah, and then like wait until they calm down a little bit, they get like, okay, then this is what you can do. No, they said, well, remember you can only control certain things. Well, the thing is, they've made it clear. They've said it so many times where it's like it's drilled in your head, and for me, that's the last thing I need to hear. Instead of like, oh, remember you can only control what you can control. Well, yeah, I know that, But just listen to me, because you said you were there when I needed to talk to you. But instead, you just give me the same bullshit. It's ridiculous. I mean, and especially that of when, back to the whole, from where in my area where I'm at, um, unless if, and this is directly from the district I'm in, unless if I'm in a corner with a gun to my head, and there's no other option for me to get out, they will start to consider it being self-defense. Basically, what that says to me, they will wait if you get murdered before they go, yeah, we could consider it, because it's just money to the district. That's all it is, and it is sad that a school system is just it's just a business when it shouldn't. And the fact is, when you realize that you can't, when you try so hard to make a difference, but you just don't, because districts take power over you because they are adults. They get to have the say-so over your life. Now, parents, that is different. Like, they're your parent. But when you're in high school, you should choose what things you learn. You should choose what you get to learn, what you get to do. Instead of, oh yeah, you have to take this in order to graduate, and if you don't understand it, we'll just make you restart the year and feel humiliated. And then also put these impossible time constraints, stresses on you that we can't even do ourselves because it doesn't bother us, so we still get our paycheck. That's all that matters. It is just frustrating, because then when you come home and you're trying to be patient and you just lose it because you're so sick of being treated like you're stupid for not understanding something, just because you don't like. For me, I am dead set on animation, graphic designing, things like that do not require algebra. Now, yes, they probably will require multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, maybe a few fractions. But instead of being able to choose what I get to learn, what I need to know, I'm treated like I'm a fucking idiot. Like I don't know anything. And I'm forced to take classes I don't need. Because it's just that. And it shouldn't be like that. If they really cared about their students, and I really hate it when they say they care about us, because they generally just don't. Now, I am fortunate enough to have good teachers that try to do what they can, but they can only do so much under those greedy assholes. The stress is sometimes unbearable. And if you, and then like on top of that, with we have end of semester exams where I'm at. Even if you have a excused absence note, they will still count it against you, even though your grades are perfectly fine, and they will still make you do a test that you do not need to do. All for money. Not out of genuine care. Not out of human decency. Just for money. And I have said this a lot around people in public, and I will stand by it till the day I die. Now, more than ever, human lives are worthless. Money is worth way more than a human life. And I think that is sad and pathetic. I genuinely, honestly do. The fact that you're willing to treat students as a guinea pig for your bank account, that is ridiculous. It should not be like that. And then it's like when they also promote you can make change in the world. They turn around, they only say that to promote that stuff when it's like literally anything else, but when you try to apply it to them, they go, no, you can't do that. We have power over you. Their school it is just wasting your time. And then when they add on, you shouldn't be on the electronics for so long. Well, it's kind of like, well, screw you. You don't say that. I mean, you give us pointless exams, pointless stuff, pointless grades that just make us feel crappier about ourselves because people like me, I do think that my grades reflect who I am, how smart I am. And I know that's not the truth because it's just numbers. And I hate the fact that every day when I'm in school, what grades I get, it makes me feel dumber and dumber by the day. I mean, no wonder people just don't just drop out because it's ridiculous. They say, "Oh yeah, you can choose what you want," but they only give you half of the choice and then just decide for you later. And on top of that, college, it's a scam. It really is. It doesn't. It's no, no. Like online colleges and courses that you can directly um, like a few. What was it called again? Uh, Basically, like learning how to animate and stuff. Like you can just find that stuff on YouTube, or a YouTuber that was sponsored by like a platform that's actually shown to help people instead of put them in debt forever because of interest rates. And then there's a lot of cases where people go through this all this pressure to get a degree and stuff, and then just only get jobs that don't require it. So they are basically in debt for no reason. I mean, the fact that we're forced to go to a place where no one wants to be, where we're just seen as guinea pigs to a bank account for a district who mismanages their money so badly they can't even pay their teachers right. And they have the arrogance to say, well, I mean, you guys are just numbers for us. I mean, you guys don't really matter. We will say that you guys matter, but in reality, you're not. You're not important. You're just money. I mean, the least you can do is just make our lives easier since we are forced to go to school. I mean, now if there was a school out there, or like a way, now there is multiple ways that you can get an education and that actually doesn't waste your time, that it's in a fun, inventive, creative way instead of in a classroom with a bunch of people that are just so annoying and just ruining the already frustrating experience and the overstress. You know, this might be maybe me because I feel like I might know too much about the real world. And that it's sad that something that can easily just be made up is more important than a life that can never be given back. And it's like you don't even have a choice on what your own life is. I mean, that's why I'm not going to go to college. Because I'm not going to be put in debt just for asking for financial help to get an education in something that's supposed to teach me what I need to know, but in reality just makes me take courses I've already took for 12 freaking years as a requirement. And there's a lot of people who get rich that have never been to college. I mean, that speaks a lot. But yeah, sorry about my rant. I'm just overly done with school and the stress that it just brings on us, on the students, because I'm sick of being treated like I'm stupid. Not by like not by my teachers, but by the stuff that we're learning, that we are forced to learn. I genuinely think it's sad and pathetic. Um, and to whoever is watching this, if you have a kid, just homeschool them. Make them feel important. Make sure, like, when they get when they get something, like they don't understand something, just help them. I mean, if you don't have a other choice but to put them in a public school, then sure, do that. But once after 8th grade, they shouldn't have to be forced to go to school that basically makes them do the same things over and over and over again, and be punished for just being a human being, and being punished for a fight or flight response, or just being punished because they go to the bathroom. So I feel like school also makes me lose my creativity. I mean, I'm taking an art class, and I know with high school, since it is a public school, like the art class is pretty fun. It really is. But even then, school finds a way to make that not fun. So I mean, it's just like and then for me, like, I'm so sick and tired of being treated like I'm stupid. That when I'm in driver's ed right now. I just get so frustrated because I know this person who is teaching me is trying their best, and I understand that. And they don't deserve to get lashed out at. But it's just like there's something when you can. It's just like something when you finally let it all out, you end up hurting someone you love instead of at the people who need to hear it because they're a bunch of greedy fucking idiots who don't know that students are human lives too, that we are freaking people. We are people. We are humans. We're not some freaking bank account for you guys to just get easy money for little things that you guys think that we need to learn when you guys don't know us. You guys don't even have the balls to even just be a human being with decency or any respect. You guys, they demand so much respect for so little respect. It is sad and pathetic. School, in my opinion, is the #1 cause of suicide. Because they make you feel so stupid. They overwhelm you. They put so much pressure on you. They keep on cutting into your break times for more learning that just screws you mentally, physically, emotionally. Being punished for just being a human being. Treating you like you're stupid, like you don't know things, especially when you know what you're gonna do with your life and you have no other choice but to be in a freaking prison. There are moments where I feel like, what would it be like to actually be free to enjoy life? Because schools always blame, oh, you guys are on technology too much, you guys are blah blah, you guys need to take breaks. And I want to say so badly to them, you guys can suck the dirtiest part of my ass. You guys are the main reasons why people are playing video games more, because people like me, they find it as a nice stress reliever. They find it relaxing. They find it as a nice way to get away from it all. And drawing and fun, magical stuff that you wish was true. And that you want to accept that it's true when it's not. I just think that they just want you to be... Not that word, but they just want you to basically be in a unhappy working environment where you just go to work 9 to 5, just ask to basically you to do your human bodily functions. And there are some people in the schools that get away with so much. And by the time another student decides to do something about it, that student gets in trouble for just telling that douchebag to go fuck himself because he decided, because he was just being an arrogant asshole. Um, it is sad, but one thing that's just helped me get through the day, or just make me numb to all of it, is just that once you realize you don't have any say-so, you don't have any control of your own future in a place that's supposed to educate you on your future, not even teaching you how to manage money. I I think it's sad and pathetic. Um, yeah. I think I'm gonna wrap that rant up. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know what to say right now. I'm just so done with all this unneeded stress. And I don't know if I said this, but when people tell me just to let it go, I can't. When it comes to grades, I can't just let it go, because that could really affect my future. And I know that some teachers just don't know what to say, but just don't say just let it go, because that I find is the most stupidest response. Just to tell someone, oh, you can't just let it go. Well, no, I can't, because it could determine if I pass or fail for the whole year and have to feel like a complete idiot because I don't know how to do something that I will never use in my life. Um, yeah. Uh, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.